Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. This was a topic that was brought to my attention earlier today from a post that Mitch sent to me, right? And it was centered on some comments that have been going viral of something that Baron Davis, y'all know who Baron Davis is, some comments he made about the Lakers, right? And I want to put up the post here from running back FanDuel TV. It says, I don't even watch the Lakers. And it says, I don't even watch the Lakers, I'm cool. Baron Davis on LeBron James' tenure with the Lakers. So apparently they had Baron Davis on the show with Lou Williams, DeMarcus Cousins. I forgot the lady from ESPN, Michelle Beadle. So they apparently brought him in to talk about the game, and they were like, hey, do you watch the game? And he just basically was like, I don't be watching the Lakers, man. So what we want to do is we're going to play what he had to say here. I think the sound is about 30 seconds or to a minute or so. Take a listen to what he had to say here, and I'm going to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to him here.
What are your thoughts on how the Lakers have handled LeBron and his LA team?
I don't even watch the Lakers, bro.
Dang. That's not
Cool.
good.
Cool.
You know what?
I never ever want to do an interview with BD unless it's this early in the morning.
Yeah.
This is the only way we do an interviews from now on out, BD. We doing our interviews at 7 in the morning.
Have you gone to bed? Can we start there? Have you actually slept?
Yes, I was asleep. I was dead asleep. I was asleep. I'm responsible.
You sleep with the hat on?
Now I have to put the hat on, bro, because my little split. You see, when you get that, I ain't got no nose to look.
I just saw BD. I know what you're going through. I just saw you.
Go get your makeup. Look at him.
I mean, you look great.
Look at him.
I think you look great.
So you heard what he had to say. What are my thoughts about this? Look, I can understand, but I don't think it's just the Lakers. I think it's just a general thing. But I also say this, though. The fact that he's saying that about the Lakers, which is the most marketed team in the NBA, says a lot. That he has no interest in it. I think most people are just passing time at this point. I think most NBA fans are just kind of waiting for the playoffs to begin. Literally, that's what it's turned into, because the All-Star weekend, which used to be a build-up thing, leading, kind of like something to attract a lot of interest and then dies down a little bit, then we go into the playoffs. That's a total joke now. So the All-Star game is just like a non-factor at this point. We're just watching to see this year what the format is going to be. And people are still complaining as it is, right? So I think what Baron Davis is saying is just what a lot of NBA fans feel, man. The excitement isn't there anymore. You watch the Lakers. Well, for the people that wasted the money to even go to the Lakers game yesterday, do you know almost all of their starters didn't play? So what do you say to those paying customers? And you're asking people if they are watching? I watched that Lakers game passively. I watched minutes of it. I had no interest in watching it. Now I said, well, Victor's playing. Yeah, but I like to watch competitive basketball. I don't like to watch games where I know it's going to be an absolute blowout. So even though Victor Wembanyama played, there wasn't any resistance, and it was clear by watching the footage of the game. I had no interest in it. Right? And for Baron Davis to say that and not even try to hide his feelings as a former NBA ambassador, or former NBA player, rather, who represents the league, speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. But this is where we are with it. And I don't think anyone should be surprised at this point. I certainly am not. It's a sad state of affairs, man. But this is apparently what they want. So for those of you who enjoy it, continue to enjoy it. So this video was brought to my attention yesterday when Mitch sent it to me. It was from the B-Ball show, right? The basketball show. Great show. If you guys are not subscribed to this channel, make sure you go ahead and the basketball show. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And he's been able to find some of these clips, man, that even I can't find. I don't know where I don't know how he finds these clips, right? But he found this clip of Theo Pinson and a bunch of other NBA, Raymond Felton and another bunch of NBA players. They have their own show. I forgot the name of the show, where they were talking about LeBron and the comments that he made to the media about saying we're not a championship team and all of that. And you guys also know that LeBron is notorious now for calling out his teammates. They're not playing hard, they're not playing with enough energy. But then if you look at the game footage, you know, he's never given the effort, right? Never. Almost never given the effort. So these guys were reacting to it, and it seemed like for a moment, these guys kind of forgot about the NBA politics and were just talking like normal hoopers. And guys that have played in the league were like, man, look, first of all, you can't be out here asking us to give all of this effort when you yourself are not giving maximum effort. That's number one. But then the conversation started to turn into something else. It went from them kind of reacting to LeBron and the things that he's been doing to shifting to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and saying why this is the reason, or one of the reasons why they could never rank a LeBron ahead of Michael Jordan and Kobe. And I'm like, whoa, what is going on here? So for those of you who didn't hear this exchange, it's very, very entertaining. I want to play for you now. And then we're going to come back and react to what these guys had to say here. Take a listen to this here.
2016, he called people out. He's always done that. He's always been subliminal in the media. That's why I call him the narrative.
He told the truth.
He told the truth.
Yeah, I mean, I watched that game last night. Like, it was bad at the end of the game. It was bad. Like, and I feel like they was in the game for a little bit.
First of all, that's the crazy part. He's not lying, but he's
not.
talking about himself too.
Yeah,
like, Brian,
He's
you
snitching on himself.
Like,
He did
Brian,
some
you
stuff,
can't
too.
say, like, there's a thing. Like,
I
if
ain't seen
let's
LeBron.
say we in the locker room. Let's say we in the locker room. We the others, right? And we hear Braun say that. I'm sitting there like, nigga, you the leader of this. We can pull up how many clips? We playing 4-on-5. Am I wrong?
That's fair.
So my thing is, when you calling out people, you got to lead by example, correct? Now, Bron, can we say he's earned the right to say whatever? Yes, nigga's a legend. But at the end of the day, this team, basically, he's saying out loud, we are not good enough. I said this before. I said this at the beginning of the year. I'm like, they will beat all the teams they're supposed to beat, but when they play a good team, they are going to lose.
Bro.
They play the San Antonio Spurs tonight. What the think's going to happen?
They gonna get caught. But that's my difference between him and MJ and him and Kobe. That's my difference right there. When those guys played and when Kobe said these guys, when Kobe talked junk and said, man, why would I pass you the ball? I see what y'all do.
I watch you practice.
Yeah, I watch you practice.
I watch the
see
work
the
you
work
put in.
that you put in. Why would I pass you ball? Like, his shit is validated because he's going to go out there and go 100%. He's going to do everything he can to win. I've seen Kobe guard the best player. I've seen Kobe run back, play defense. I've seen Kobe turn the ball over, run down the court. Like, I've seen these guys give it everything they got on both ends. And when they talk teammates, what can you say? You can be mad about it, but what can you really say?
Yeah.
Like, he's playing hard. He's giving everything he got. So when LeBron does that, and then you got clips of you,
exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
It
So
looks
it's
bad, bro.
like,
It just- it
yeah,
looks
that's what I'm saying.
bad,
Like, that's the only thing. Like, has he earned the right to say that? Of course. Shit, it's LeBron James. But LeBron, you got to be,
What's to your point?
you got to lead by example, though, bro.
Teammates will not respect. We know LeBron is bro. But if I'm not doing my job and I'm calling Ray out or I'm calling Theo out and I'm not doing my job,
It's tough.
they're going to be like, yo, what we doing? At the end of the day, this is why, to me, Kobe will be always ahead of LeBron. For me, is because of that. It's because Kobe's going to give you effort. Kobe's going to play at every
No matter what.
practice, whatever he going to go hard. But this is doing low suspect. Because if we can put film on you, fam, you ain't doing nothing on us to do.
Excellent. So you heard what these guys had to say. Look, folks, the fact of the matter is, if you sit these people, there's a reason why whenever you talk to NBA players, you ask them who are the greatest players of all time, you keep hearing Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant keep popping up. You think it's for nothing? You think it's for nothing? Now you have all of these various special interest groups in sports media that want to make you think rankings are this. They trying to fool some of y'all that Stephen Curry on Kobe Bryant's level. Like this, they have the reasons behind what they do, right? But when you talk to the players, they know the reality. Most of them are just going to like bite their tongues and not say the truth because, you know, they're trying to protect relationships and stuff like that. But in reality, they all know the deal, man. We all know Kobe and these guys were dogs. We know that. And Kobe, who was tied for most all defensive selections as a guard, I believe, with Gary Payton, he was a 12-time all defender. Kobe is going to guard you and try to humiliate you on the other end of the floor. Same thing with Jordan. It's something you can't say with LeBron, but they also spoke about the effort that these guys gave. Even go look at Kobe when his body was falling apart. The last game he played against LeBron James. Look at the effort he was making to guard LeBron. He was actually trying to compete and guard him. Go look at, you can pull up photographs of Kobe with an ice pack on his shoulder, his knees, and all this, and he's still in the game trying to give effort. Same thing with Jordan. Jordan used to get his knees drained almost every other game before playing at the age of 40 because he still wanted to go out there and compete. Go look at Jordan in his 40s, in his late 30s and 40s. He was competing. He was actually playing defense. He did give a damn. It wasn't just about pointing fingers. And the reason it was so easy for guys to follow them was because they knew that he was going to, the guy that's asking this of them also requires that same thing from himself. He was also willing to get his hands dirty and get in the mud and do the difficult things and the things that aren't fun to do and the things that aren't glamorous to do. But to hear these guys say, bro, this is what the majority of them think. The rest of them that are on camera twerking it up are either looking for a podcast deal, ain't trying to mess up whatever money they got left coming in. And that's what the rest of them are doing. But if you sit them all down, we all know what it is, bro. We all know what it is, son. We all know. We all know. So when they try to beat us over the head with, oh, this article or this ranking, y'all ain't fooling nobody except the people y'all been fooling. The rest of us are we're not going for the okie doke. As much as you guys think that, oh, we got him now, let me throw this ranking at him from some dudes from somewhere else. Bro, the last ranking of Bleacher Report, they said Michael Jordan was voted the GOAT by only one vote. By one vote. But this is a publication we need to be taken seriously. So only one vote separates Michael Jordan and LeBron. Like, come on, who are we kidding here? Right? Who are we kidding? So these guys this is what these guys really, and for them to say this on camera is like, yo, I'm done with the capping and the twerking and pouring honey all over each other's backs. We're done with it. We gonna keep it a bean, and it is what it is, man. So shout out to them for actually keeping it a bean. Like enough with it. But hey, it's gonna be a long time before you hear somebody else keep it a stack like that. As you guys know, there were a bunch of games yesterday that went down in the NBA. The Rockets versus the Clippers, the Hawks versus the Hornets. But of course, the biggest game as always is going to be games that are related to the Lakers, right? That's always going to be the big draw. And going into last night's game, we had the Lakers versus the San Antonio Spurs, where you had Victor Wembanyama, right? Biggest young rising star in the NBA. But prior to tip-off, we then started to hear that LeBron wasn't going to play. Now, I know Luka was out already, but we heard LeBron wasn't going to play. So when I tuned into the game, I noticed that Austin Reeves wasn't playing. So I just thought to myself, I swear to you, I thought that he was coming off the bench, maybe from coming back from his injury. Little did I know that the Lakers elected to bench almost all of their starters. And, of course, they ended up losing the game. Victor Wembanyama was losing his mind in the game, right? He finished the game with 40 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists. And the Lakers, they lost, right? No big shocker there. I thought they would have lost anyway, had their main guys played, right? So they lost, and it is what it is. So Stephen A. Smith apparently saw this, and during a segment today on ESPN First Take, he decided to make his feelings known, and he ripped into the Lakers, JJ, and all of these guys for what they did, but not just them. Other NBA teams as well for doing this. So for those of you who didn't hear Stephen A. Smith's rant on ESPN, I'm going to play his comments for you now, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to Stephen A. Smith here.
And by the way, let me say this because I think it's important to bring this up. What the hell is wrong with the Lakers? You have to rest all 5. See, this is the kind of stuff. That's why they're lucky they got their contract. The 11-year, $77 billion contract. It's not just the Lakers. Steve Kerr has done this before, whatever. Why would you sit all 5 stars? There's paying customers in the seats. You think they wanted to see LaRavia? You think they wanted to see these cats? That's who they came to see play at the Crypto.com arena? It's the Los Angeles Lakers, purple and gold, and LeBron and Luka, even though Luka's hurt, and Austin Reeves all sitting out, and DeAndre Ayton, I mean, hasn't he shown enough times that he's looking like, he's from the Bahamas? Hasn't he shown enough times that, resembling a dude that's walking on the beach with his sandals on instead of in sneakers, running up and down a court for 94 feet? That's what DeAndre Ayton has looked like sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. It's like, damn. And Wembanyama went out on the court and said, this is what you got up against me? You knew I was coming to town? You knew I was going to be in the house? And this is what you put up against me? That's why he scored 17 straight damn points. That's why he sat up there and had 37 in the first half. Because how dare you disrespect me like that? That's what he was saying and toying with the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, damn. That's all I want to say about that. Go ahead, y'all.
Excellent. So you heard what Smith had to say there. What are my thoughts about this? Look, if I'm being honest with you, man, the NBA product is not as I don't have the same emotional connection I had to the sport that I did years ago. I don't have it anymore. I barely watch games, right? And some of that stems from the fact that I'm just I'm so fed up of not knowing who's going to play in a particular night that you do that enough, people lose interest, right? If I know that it's a probability that a star is not going to play for some inexplicable reason, you do that enough, people will just start tuning you out. You have that part of it. Number 2, the excitement of watching the games just isn't the same anymore. It's just a 3-point shooting contest, man. Teams rarely play defense. It's like who's going to outscore the other opponent. Literally, like that's, I mean, obviously, who has the most points win, but that seems to be the whole philosophy. Who can outshoot the other guy until the other guy can't shoot anymore? That's who wins the game. And to me, it's not fun anymore to watch it from that standpoint. As a matter of fact, the NBA experienced the most excitement it's had all season, I think, because of the fights that went down between the Pistons and the Hornets. Like, that was the most exciting thing that happened. And if you look at the comments under those videos online, people are like, the NBA is back, the NBA is back. Well, what does that mean? It means it was gone. If fighting is what brings back excitement to the sport, that says a lot. That fighting is what, that if people are not bashing each other's heads in, the game itself is not entertaining. That says a lot. But overall, man, my interest in it I'm speaking from a personal level, is not where it used to be. In the past, I used to get really, really excited about watching basketball, about talking about basketball. Now it's not as much. That's why you can see, well, some of you are seeing my attention kind of shift to other things that are more interesting to me now. The NBA is just not as fun. I remember when, man, you couldn't wait for the season to start and the games to be played. Like, you were super duper duper invested in the product. Now it's like, okay, it's another season. I guess we're all waiting for even in the past, I used to even really look forward to All-Star Weekend. And that also played a role. All-Star Weekend was something that, growing up, was something we all looked forward to. You had the slam dunk contest, you had the skills challenge, you had the 3-point contest. It was like, I was ready for All-Star Weekend in the past. I used to be ready. I used to vote, all of that. I was a super engaged fan. And in the All-Star game, bro, I wouldn't miss it for nothing. All-Star game used to be so fun. Now the reason I watch the All-Star game is, number 1, because it's part of my job, but 2, just to see how much of a mess it's going to be. This year, I'm just really tuning in to see what the format's going to be about. It's not like I'm excited to see these guys play, because they themselves are not excited. So if you don't care, why should I care? Then, not to mention the fact that the games are just almost impossible to watch now, because they're everywhere. If you don't have Peacock, if you don't have this, if you don't have that, if you don't have Amazon, you're not watching. Like, this is ridiculous. And you're forcing people to buy all of these different things just to watch a bloody game. Then when they tune into the game, the stars are not playing. Who are you guys kidding? I mean, it is clear. You can even have guys like Charles Barkley at this point. They don't give a damn about the fans. They don't. It's clear. It's obvious. It's apparent. Like, it's clear. It's clear. I have zero in literally. I may watch 1 or 2 games a week passively. I can't remember the last time I sat down and watched an NBA game from beginning to end. The last time I did it was probably last year's playoffs. But if now the NBA season is turned into let's just fast forward and get to the playoffs, what does that say about the product? And Adam Silver as a commissioner just seems to be absolutely clueless and oblivious to it because the metrics that he's focused on has nothing to do with the actual impact of the game. And he's not reading the metrics properly. Just because someone looks at something doesn't mean it's good to watch. He'll tell you, oh, it's more popular than ever because look at the engagement on you. Yeah, but what are people saying? You don't even pay attention to the sentiment of your product. It's just that, oh, people are watching it and it's popular on TikTok. Who gives a damn? The games are consumed live. The games, you don't make your money off of TikTok and Instagram. You make your money off of people showing up at the arenas and people watching the games. That's where the money is made. Who are these guys trying to gaslight? It's a sad situation, man. But hey, some people think this is the greatest era ever. To them, I say, have fun.